A huge thank you to Paradox Interactive for sponsoring today's video by giving me early access to the Megacorp DLC. Greetings fellow commanders, it's Commander Ryantium here and welcome to Stellaris Console Edition. So today is a very special day, not only because we're launching the new channel, but it is the day Megacorp is finally available on Stellaris Console Edition, and I've gotta say, it's a very exciting day, and thank you once again to Paradox Interactive for sponsoring me so that I can get this video out to you today. However, I'm gonna do a bit of a kind of spiel here at the beginning, so if you don't want to listen to me, talk about the launch of the channel and everything like that, do please skip to this time code and we'll get right into the Stellaris content. So yes, today Commander Ryantium has finally launched on YouTube, and I gotta say it's very, very cool to finally be able to let you guys in on what I've been planning for the past few months. So I'm very happy to be able to bring this out and to be able to kind of dedicate a channel to Stellaris and sci-fi and all of these different, games that I love to play. The strategy, the simulation, and the sci-fi, everything like that will be the main focus of this channel. I'm very excited to do that. But for those of you who do not know me from the Ryantium main channel, I started on YouTube back in 2016 and grew to somewhat bigness or largeness by amassing about 20,000 subscribers, 23,000 subscribers on the Ryantium channel. And I figured, you know what, let's branch out and do a kind of a sci-fi strategy simulation channel, and that's what this will be. So Commander Ryantium is where you'll find all of the Stellaris videos from here on out. But if you've missed or you haven't seen any of my other Stellaris content that I tried on my main channel, there will always be a playlist for you to take a look at in the top right hand corner, in the description, and also on the about page of this channel itself. So if you ever want to catch up on some of the Stellaris content that I've done prior, it's a very good idea to check it out, especially if you're new to Stellaris Console Edition. So with that being out of the way, thank you once again everyone for subscribing and hanging out with us here on the Commander Ryantium channel. Let's get into Stellaris Console Edition Megacorp. So Megacorp is finally here, and you find the Rochoid conglomerate right in front of you. Now this is a personally made empire that I decided to make when I received this DLC, and I think it's pretty perfect. They're the grimy little dirty roaches, and they want lots of profits. I think it's kind of funny, but actually they're pretty good guys. I mean, they are egalitarian xenophile pacifists, so it's pretty good guys. They just value money over human life. It's fine. But the Megacorp DLC brings with it a ton of different things to go ahead and take a look at when you're creating your empire, but also in playing as a different empire. So let's go ahead and take a look right here. We see the Rochoid conglomerate right here, but as I said, this is a custom-made one. The three that come with the Megacorp DLC are the Orbis Customer Synergies, the Shinnor Stellar Union, as well as the Hasbazan Syndicate. Hasbazan Syndicate. I don't know why I said syndicate. It's not a cat, that's a frog. But the Hasbazan Syndicate is a special one, being a criminal syndicate. Now we will get into a video of its own on the different kind of ethics that you can have, but the one that sets this one apart from the rest of the Megacorps is the fact that it has a criminal heritage. That's one of the civics that you can actually apply in Megacorp, and you can play as some pretty sketchy freaking criminal overlords and create an underworld across an entire galaxy. It's a really, really fun way to play, but let me tell you, it can be a bit dangerous. So when customizing your brand new Megacorp Empire, there's really nothing that's changed in the first couple tabs of the Empire creation. Really the only thing that is changed is the title of your ruler. Now granted, you can change that, but the one that I've got right now is either Chairman or Chairwoman, which is kind of a nice little touch. However, once you get into the actual government and ethics side of things, that's when things can really be set apart and be different. So here in the civic side, we've got private prospectors, free traders, all of these different things down here, and you can really begin to see how you can customize your Megacorp to be a criminal heritage, how you can be a gospel of the masses and be a megachurch. You can be all sorts of these different things, and we'll do a video specifically on each of these civics here in the near future. So if you're looking forward to like a kind of an in-depth breakdown of each of them, definitely grab a sub, and we'll be going over that in the future. But yeah, all of these down here really begin to custom tailor what exactly it is that your Megacorp will be like. So say for instance, I didn't want to be that, I wanted to be authoritarian. It does change a couple of your options for civics. And, if I wanted to go ahead and be, super spiritualist, I could go ahead and get rid of free traders and go to the gospel of the masses, and now our authority has changed into a megachurch, which is kind of cool, honestly. If you've ever wanted to preach the word of the Rochoid god, yet also make a little money on the side. So that's all that really changes when it comes to creating your megacorp. There may be a few other corporate kind of tags that we've got here, little empire symbols and stuff like that, and then we've also got a few of the advisor voices.
As the learned say, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is also mine.
Our multidisciplinary customer satisfaction specialists are always just a click away. Don't hesitate. Discover limitless possibilities with Megacorp today. Megacorp. The future is our present.
Workers of the galaxy, unite. You have nothing to lose but your restraining fields.
I do think the Ruthless Conglomerate is probably one of my favorites. It's pretty much the only one that I play with on PC, so it's a pretty great one. But most of the meat and potatoes comes from within the game itself. So let's go and load up the Rochoid Conglomerate, and I'll show you some of the things that I've done and some of the things that I've achieved as the Rochoid Conglomerate as kind of a broad overview of what to expect as playing as a megacorp. So, megacorporations are a very interesting way to play in that they're not really focused on gigantic expansion. They're not really one that you would think would play massively wide, where they cover an entire section of the galaxy. However, I may or may not have done that in this playthrough just because it's something I'm used to. But when it comes to playing a megacorporation, the thing that I think of is a megacorporation with maybe 50 systems under their control, a dozen planets here and there, and then lots and lots of branch offices and lots of subsidiaries across the galaxy. Now, whether that's in a federation, whether that's just through conquest in getting people to be your subsidiary, or whether that's through bribery and becoming friends with people to open up tons of branch offices across their entire planets. It's up to you, ultimately. But friends are a good thing when you're playing as a megacorp. Now, I know in Stellaris, whether it's Stellaris Console Edition or Stellaris on PC, we tend to see other empires as just, obstacles. They're just kind of there to be conquered, to be enslaved, to be purged. As Megacorp, we see dollar signs. We see energy credits, and we see possible alliances that will help us in, not being wiped out in the first 10 years of the game, or in the first 100 years of the game, I should say. So as a megacorp, having friends is certainly something to go for. Now, I went ahead and in the week that I was playing Megacorp, I went ahead and made a bunch of saves that I could go back to and kind of showcase the progression of the Rochoid Conglomerate. So we're here 5 years into the game and we still haven't made first contact. However, with one of the civics that I have, it is the Private Prospectors. It brings back the Private Colony ship and it gives you an additional 10 admin cap. The private colony ships are by far one of the coolest things that you could ever do, based on the fact that once you go in and decide to colonize a planet, you can go ahead and click on that and you can show private colony ships, and it only costs 500 energy as opposed to all of that other garbage. Especially considering in the beginning of the game, I always go negative with consumer goods and I never really end up having enough, and it really handicaps my expansion early on. So being able to spread fairly quickly, but also being able to manage the amount of money that you're spending is really, really nice when it comes to that. But let's jump forward a couple years and we'll see how far I've come and if I've made first contact. So here you can see we've spread out by quite a bit. We've got 54 systems under our belt and 6 planets, but a total empire sprawl of 153. Our empire's economy has begun to boom. We're only about 49 years into the game, and we have indeed made first contact. Now, you can see, based on the map mode that I've got here, one empire really does not like us, but the other one really does kind of like us, and that is the empire over here, the Oklar Union, which I've actually gone ahead and opened up a branch office on their capital planet. Now, the branch offices are a really cool feature of Megacorp that allows you to build planets on another empire's planets, or it allows you to build buildings on another empire's planet. And I think that's a really unique feature because it not only helps their economy, their planet, it also helps yours in trade value. And if there's one thing to take away as playing as a Megacorp, trade value is paramount. It is so important, and it's probably where most of your energy could be coming from, and honestly should be coming from. Because in the end of this save that I've got, which ends in about 100 years, I have most of my energy coming from trade. But you can see that all of these empires, they're not the friendliest of the empires that I've been able to meet. In fact, if we go ahead and take a look, both of them are xenophobic. one of them being fanatic xenophobes, and would you look at that, we're best friends with the fanatic xenophobes. And these guys are xenophobes, but they're also fanatic egalitarians. Now the other empires that we meet, there will be one down here, and then there will be one right here. We become pretty good friends with this one, and we actually end up tributizing, or making a subsidiary of the Australian Democratic League, which is where the main thing of Megacorps come in. Having friends and having subsidiaries pays. And I know that's cliche, but it absolutely does. It's important to have as many people with you as possible, because as a Megacorp, you're probably not going to have the biggest fleet, but you can have the most alliances to protect you against empires that might want to do you harm. So let's jump forward just a bit more, and we'll take a look at the ending of this empire. So we're here in the year 2346, and you can definitely see how our economy has exploded. We're best friends with two of the largest empires in the galaxy, and the one that hates us is too far away to do anything. We have an entire gateway network set up, we have the L cluster under our control, and one of my favorite things that we've got, we have actually two of my favorite things that we've got, we have almost a complete matter decompressor, which we will be going over in another video. But we also do have a very special building, or a very special planet, also known as the Ecumenopolis. This is a fully built Ecumenopolis that you build from the ground up, and we'll be going over the Ecumenopolis in another video as well. Just kind of wanted to tease it here, that it is finally possible to get yourself a massive city planet. So the gist of this playthrough was friends, friends, friends. Branch offices giving me 764 energy a month, trade giving me a whopping 2,213 a month, with only a measly 777 energy coming from jobs. In fact, we're making almost as much from just taxing our subsidiary as we are in jobs of energy. So when it comes to playing as a Megacorp, trade, friends, and alliances, that's what you really want to go for. Now, we'll be going into a lot of the specifics about Megacorp, but I did want to go ahead and showcase how fun it is to play as a Megacorp, especially if you have a great start, especially if you have friends early on in the beginning, but I know no two Stellaris playthroughs are the same, so obviously your results may vary. But give me some ideas of what you guys are looking for down there in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are wanting to know about Megacorp specifically, and maybe we'll take a video and take a look at some of those mechanics and some of those options. I already have a few ideas in my mind to do some on the new megastructures, as well as some of the new mechanics with branch offices, as well as the civics and ethics that come with being a Megacorp. So you can look forward to those here on the channel. But first off, just want to say thank you everyone for watching and being here for the launch of Commander Ryantium. And second, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. And this is Commander Ryantium signing off.